Hey, Crit Sandwich listeners, if you love our show as much as our moms do, get on iTunes or Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Thanks. Pour yourself a tall glass of Snorlax milk for this week's Crit Sandwich.
Is that what it said?
Ew. Welcome to Crit Sandwich. On Crit Sandwich, 4 friends play 5th edition D&D campaigns loosely based on some of our favorite films, TV shows, and video games. We use adult language, have inconsistent character voices, and often screw up the rules. If you're new to Crit Sandwich, go back to any episode 1. There are 4 campaigns ready for you to binge. For this campaign, our characters are monsters in the world of Pokemon, playing the plot of Mad Max Fury Road. I am Casey Sears, your Dungeon Master for this campaign. To my left is Chuck Ventus.
I am player 1 for this campaign.
Across the table from me, Robbie Ponder.
Hello.
There's a new Pokemon game coming out in the near future. Sword and Shield for the Switch. Chuck, you going to get it? I know you have a Switch.
I didn't even know. Sword and Shield?
Sword and Shield. It's like the newest one in the series. Which game?
Probably not.
Probably not?
Maybe, well, I don't want to say never, but maybe in the future. We'll see. I didn't even know there was a new one coming out. I know they had is it Go Pikachu, Go Eevee, where it's kind of like the Game Boy version, almost, where you're looking down. Yeah. But I didn't know about Sword and Shield. So,
Robbie, you're not a Switch household, are you?
No, don't have a Switch. And I don't know. I would, even if it came out for a console that I had, I won't get it.
Yeah,
I just feel like there's so many Pokemon now that I would just be lost. And I think Pokemon games too now, it's nice if you have the time to invest that amount of time into them. Like, you got to raise your Pokemon and make them learn certain spells a certain ways. Like the last Pokemon game I remember, you had to have 2 Pokemon that were male and female, and they had to know Lightning Bolt, and then you had to get them to have a baby, and then have that egg hatch to be able. And when the egg would hatch, then they would have Lightning Bolt. Like, it would be a certain way to get really good Pokemon, and I just don't have the time for any of that anymore.
Yeah, same. It's a lot. It's a big time commitment. And I don't have a Switch, but I kind of want one at some point, maybe eventually.
I would recommend it. It's nice being able to take it wherever you want. Mm-hmm. So, it's one of the cool features about it.
We are going to get back into this campaign, this story. Our adventurers, our Mad Maxers, our Fury Roaders, our adventurers, our Mad Maxers, our Pokemon friends. The 5 of you are standing before the camp. Ekans, Robbie's character, the snake, Solid, is hiding behind a car. The ravine is to the left of the main group. You guys are looking at a campfire. 6 humans stand near it, kind of just scattered about 50 feet away to the closest one. There's an older man and an older woman, a teenage girl, a woman in army pants with a short bow. There's a man with army fatigues. He was wearing a gas mask earlier. He has a belt covered in grenades. And there's another man who is wearing a hoodie now and has a composite bow, who you think was the sniper from earlier. Roll for initiative.
Yes, sir. 10 for Charlie and Ice.
Ekans got a 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I haven't been rolling very well at all this campaign. Need to go back to my white and gold die. It's just so hard to see the numbers on it, though.
Why don't you just get another one?
The humans rolled an 18 and Kadabra rolled a 22.
Yes. I would like Kadabra to pull
Kadabra rolled a 20. It's just a +0, not a +2.
All right. I would like for her to pull the pin out of one of those grenades on that guy with her mind.
That is a great move that I didn't even think about. And you know what?
Let's do it.
Let me check real quick. Just one thing. Because she can mage hand at will.
Okay.
Does anyone know the distance for mage hand off the top of their heads? Matt, we miss you.
Let's pull out the old player handbook here.
30 feet. So Psychosa runs and kind of pushes Midnight behind her, moves her hand in like a Jedi mind trick motion, and let's see if she is able to pull a pin off of one of those grenades. You see the belt of that person who's been throwing their grenades kind of rattle and shake, and they hold on to them and take a couple steps backwards, but nothing blows up.
Dang.
The humans now go. The old man and the old woman just turn around and start running away.
That's what I thought.
The young woman runs up behind. So if you look at the circle where the campfire is, the car is to the right. And that's Ekans is on the far side of that car. There's a tent kind of slightly askew to your right between you and the campfire. And then there's an opening and then another tent on the left. And the girl wearing the gi, the teenage girl, runs behind that tent and takes cover. So she's kind of hidden from your guys' point of view now. But the sniper guy pops a shot off at Kadabra and misses. The alchemist throws another acid vial well over Kadabra's head at the main group, which would be Ice, Snow, and Charlie. Did you catch up to the group at this point?
Yeah, I would
during
assume
the conversation.
We're all together. Yeah.
Okay. So Ice, Snow, and Charlie against. So it lands. So against Ice first, it's definitely going to hit Ice. It is definitely going to hit Snow as it kind of explodes in the whole radius, and it is also going to hit you. It's going to bust all of your ACs up. All three of you take 7 acid damage. So yeah, Robbie, you got Snow tracking that.
Yep.
He throws that grenade vial over, it shatters and explodes and starts burning at your flesh, and everyone starts screaming and running around. And he darts off around the backside of the car.
Where I'm at?
Not where you're at. You're on the side of the car, but the very, I guess it would actually be around the hood. You're around the kind of the trunk part of it.
Uh-huh.
So he'd be around the front of the car, but further away from everyone else.
And this is who again?
The alchemist.
Alchemist.
The guy with the grenades. And then the last one is the woman who's going to fire a bow at Psychosa and is going to hit her and do about 9 damage.
Jeez.
So yeah, Psychosa, as she pushes Midnight behind her, just a bolt lodges right into her thigh. Her eyes start flashing different colors as she reels in the pain. Next up is Charlie.
Charlie. I guess I'll hit the sniper guy since I can see him. So I will spit some fire in his direction. Use a lava plume.
Yeah, the 3 humans have kind of spread out around the area.
19
hits.
Let's get it. 14 fire damage.
So yeah, you blast this large fireball, and it's the size of him, and it consumes him and starts burning up the clothes and everything that he's wearing, and he's screaming in pain.
And I will run, I guess, back behind an area where I can take cover. Is there like another tent or something behind me, or another vehicle?
There's not a lot.
Not a lot? Okay.
You could run up behind that tent, though. So
where they were running before?
Yeah, so it would basically be like you could run, what's your movement? 30?
30,
You could run almost to that tent, and then on the other side of that tent, you just know there's that karate girl.
I'll run over there, I guess. Yeah.
All right.
I'll run over towards her, see what's going on. I feel like she might be just scared, but I just kind of want to see what's going on. So
okay.
I'll run over there.
Cool.
Do I see anything?
She's on the other side of the tent, so you can't really see
so I'll run
anything.
off. Okay, I got you.
And you're still like 20 feet away from the tent.
Yeah, and then so who do
Or
I
I'll
got?
say actually you're more like 15 feet away from the tent, since it was a little bit closer than the people were.
And then I will have Ice. Can she like find like a rock on the ground and throw it in the direction of a human?
Yep.
So I'll have her do that. I'll find like some small like rock or pebble, or not pebble, but small hand-sized rock that she can like toss towards the human with the sniper.
11.
11? Is it +2?
Yeah.
Yeah, 11.
Misses.
Let's have her run over towards the car where Ekans is.
Okay. All right, Ekans, what are you doing? You're hidden.
Yeah, I I did say before I was going to acid spray the campfire, but I felt like I would do that just to distract everyone from fighting. But since we're already broken out into combat, I would like to slither underneath this car. I would like to go after that guy on the other side of the car.
Okay.
Strangle him.
Yeah, the alchemist.
Do I see any
grenadier.
keys dangling from like a waist belt or anything? No keys.
Not on him.
This alchemist, all his vials and stuff. Does he have them like stored on his chest or anything like that?
Like a bandolier.
Bandolier.
Like around his waist. And he's got 4 left.
Careful, he's by the car.
If I popped them bottles, I think it would just burn his balls, if anything.
Yep. Regular old ball burner.
Yeah, I'm going to smack some of those vials. I'm going to have 2 good things I get. If it happens, it will hurt him a lot, and I'll get rid of some of those grenades that he's throwing. Can I like use my tail and swing it around and smack some of those vials? I'll take damage too if I have to.
These are more like, well, you know what? I guess I called it a Molotov cocktail earlier, huh? So yeah, he would have a bunch of them kind of tied up and roped up and hanging off of his belt. They're not lit, so it would just shatter the liquid and pour all over him.
I'll bite him. I'll just bite him.
Okay, so yeah, you slither down. You're under the truck.
Strangle him.
Since he's not expecting this, do I get advantage?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage since you are successfully hidden.
I rolled 2 11s plus 7, 18.
Hits.
Every time I make a poisonous bite, you must make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
17.
Pass.
Dang.
8 damage.
So yeah, you slither up underneath the truck or underneath the car, and you jump out, surprising him, grabbing a hold of his calves, and he screams out and yelps. Next up is Psychosa again.
Do you want Snow to do anything?
Snow. What's Snow doing?
She will run with ice. They will be a pack of Meowths.
Right by you.
Yeah, they're coming toward me, toward the truck, I guess.
All right, so yeah, that tent is kind of in between them and the main crowd, so that's probably a good place for them to be.
Sure.
And actually, Chuck, if you're heading behind that tent, you're probably just to their left.
Okay.
There's going to be like 5 guys in this tent. As we start fighting, they're going to come out.
Psychosa tries to use her confuse attack on, we'll say the sniper. He failed that wisdom saving throw for show. Big time.
Jeez.
And she does 24 psychic damage to the sniper as he is like just rocked. His eyes and he holds onto his head and his whole body and brain are just being rocked by this massive wave of psychic energy from Psychosa. And he wanders and just throws his own body into the fire, yelping and screaming.
Oh, a lot of people killing themselves in this campaign. It was like third one.
You know, psychic damage, has to manifest itself somehow. And I think it's more fun to have people kill themselves, right? Like it's driven them to torment that they must end in their own existence. They're so psychologically damaged. All right, so the humans. There is the alchemist guy that just had its leg bit by Kadabra.
Ekans? Solid?
I'm sorry, it's by Solid. Had his leg
She's
bit by
biting
Solid.
people now.
Also biting people. And Psychosa would have moved up another 20 feet or so, and Midnight would have ran and followed her cat friends. The alchemist lights one of his Molotov cocktails and tries to pry your face open and just jam the cocktail straight down into your throat. Let's make a strength contest between you and this guy to see if he's going to hit you with this.
16.
20. 18 plus 2.
Are you rolling your red dice over there?
Actually, that was my blue one.
So he's sticking like the bottle in there. He's not pouring it in. He's sticking the bottle in there.
He's just like, he tries to open up your mouth and just like chuck it in there, hoping that it's going to break and shatter. And it does. And fire starts spewing out of the sides of your mouth. And you're going to take 4 fire damage this turn.
You should have ate that Growlithe. You would have been too full to consume this.
That's right.
You just wanted to be skinny and beautiful, I guess.
I wouldn't have never been over here. I kind of snuck over here, crawled underneath this car. Couldn't have done any of that.
Yeah, and he yells, "Ekans, Ekans! There's an Ekans under the car!" The woman who has the bow and she's standing next to the fire, she's actually also going to turn to where you just jumped out and grab that guy and shoot at you, Robbie. And she gets an 18 to hit.
Hit.
And she's going to do 10 piercing damage with her bow. So now there's flame pouring out of your mouth, flames pouring out of your mouth and all around you and all around the back. And also down this guy's leg, too. This guy's legs are starting to catch on fire as well.
Nice.
And you feel a sharp burning pain as it just another arrow just slides into your side. While all of this is happening, that girl who is wearing the karate gi, no one can really has a good line of sight to her, so no one really knows what she's doing this turn. She was next to that tent, and those two old people continue to run away. Right? Is that I think that's everybody.
Yep.
Feels like everybody.
Did the sniper guy? He died.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Jumped
on
in the fire. Okay,
yeah.
he's dead. All right.
He's just screaming on the fire, just writhing. My head! Get her out of my head! Just twitching and rolling in the fire, cleansing his mind, his poisoned mind. Next up will be Char. Speaking of poisoned minds, Char.
I will. Can I peek around the side of the tent to see what that girl in the karate gi's up to?
Sure.
Because I'm in that area, so I want to kind of poke my head over and see what she's doing.
So as you're poking your head over, you see her with two daggers in her hand, both of them facing down, just scream, going, "Ah!"
Oh, shit.
And she... so the 9's not going to hit, but I assume a 23 hits.
That'll hit.
And she does 6 piercing damage as she was just laying in wait, waiting for someone to come around the corner.
Son of a bitch.
And she jabs a dagger right into your shoulder.
My reaction to that would be, am I next?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's still your turn. That was a reaction.
Okay, that's right. So
she did that as a reaction because she readied an action.
Fuck! And I'll scratch at her with my claws. I'll do a scratch attack. 9.
Does not hit.
Oh.
You swipe back, but it's in vain.
My little T-Rex arms aren't enough. My own little battle over here with a little child. And then...
Did anyone watch Barry?
I've seen part of the first season.
Okay, so all right. There's a kid in the 3rd season that this character is partially based on.
Oh, okay. So Charlie's having his little battle over there behind the tent with the karate girl, and I will say Ice will run up and scratch at the poison grenade throwing guy.
Okay.
14.
Oh, you know what? He's not wearing his armor right now, so he's hit.
Whoa. It's a D4. 6 damage. She'll go, "Wow."
Yeah, she swipes him.
Hissing while she does it.
Gets a good hit in. A little bit of flesh, a little bit of blood starts showing on his pants where she grabs him or snags him. Ekans, what are you doing? Oh, you know what you're going to do? You're going to take 2 fire damage as the fire continues to burn down your throat and on your skin.
So in hopes of putting this fire out, I will smother it by biting this guy again.
That's not... You'd have to stop, drop, and roll as an action, but you can just bite him instead.
I will bite him again.
Good idea.
Son of a beer. Actually, that's a 13. 7. I rolled a 6 plus 7. So that's 13.
That'll do it.
Awesome. DC 11, Constitution.
He is constituted. He rolled a 15.
He's constipated.
Also, he's constipated.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's a 15 damage, max damage.
Ooh. You released your mouth and your face is literally on fire as it's covered with this burning alcohol substance, and you go to bite him again and you just grab him right between the legs and he just starts screaming bloody murder. He seems to be alive still, but just barely holding on to consciousness because he's in so much pain.
Snow's gonna run up and try to scratch him right in the face.
All right.
10.
Does not hit. So yeah, she just runs towards him, and as his arms are flailing and screaming from you biting him, he just bats her away, not even on accident, not even on purpose. All right, we're back to the top. Psychosa. She looks at, she's kind of like right in the middle, and she's looking at the, let's see, sniper. Hold on, I need to mark off who's dead here.
Is Midnight on Psychosa's turn? Are we doing that? Or is she doing anything?
She is. Yeah, Midnight is on Psychosa's turn.
Okay.
Psychosa looks at the woman with the bow and casts confusion. The woman is like, burn in hell, you fucking Pokemon, and doesn't take to her psychic onslaught. Midnight runs around the tent and starts clawing at the girl in the gi and misses.
Oh, thank heavens.
The humans at this point, the alchemist is going to take a little bit of fire damage. And he is still barely standing as his legs are on fire. There's an Ekans just biting straight between his legs. He's been slashed. And he points his pistol straight down and points it at the snake that is on him. He's going to roll at disadvantage. And he rolled a 1. So he's going to pull the trigger and...
He's going to shoot his dick off because he's...
Someone's already got their teeth on that thing. So you see him aim and point down, and he's just like shaking his hands, and he's like firing off a couple rounds into the dirt, and it's just deafening the pops in your ears, Robbie. And then you see out of the corner of your eye blood spurt up because he just shot through his own foot, and he just screams in pain and starts tumbling and falling backwards and lands just unconscious on the ground.
Another one kills themselves.
All right, and the woman with the bow, seeing all the chaos, she looks over towards you guys and fires another bow shot at Robbie. And she is going to miss. It's just a 12, right? 12 misses?
Correct. Yes.
Now, if there's any way, we've already had 2 humans kill themselves. If she's going to have to take an arrow to the knee.
Oh, no. Yeah. The little girl who has her dagger still buried deep in the char is going to pull them out and keep swinging. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
But a 12 does not.
No.
She is going to do 8 piercing damage with that stab. She's also going to, I assume, a 22 hits.
Yeah.
She is going to bite you. Doing 3 damage.
So I had 2 HP, so she... I get knocked unconscious.
So
she bites me. I'm like, eh. I just like freeze up and pass out.
Yeah, and she's just screaming this entire time. So Chuck, I have to ask, as a Pokemon, what's the most important thing to you?
As a Pokemon?
Yeah. What's the most important thing to Char?
His tail, I guess. You mean like...
Bigger than that.
Oh.
What does he care for? What does he feel?
My family. So Max was my family, but Max is dead now, so it's Machop and Solid. Machop's gone, so it's Solid.
You look around as you're being stabbed and you're being bitten and you're falling to the ground. You see someone firing a gun down at Ekans. You see a arrow flying in his general direction. You think about losing Max. You think about losing Machop in that storm. Just as your eyes are blinking and you're losing the life in your body as this tiny little girl is just screaming and stabbing you over and over, and as her teeth are sunk into your shoulder, biting into you, you gain the power of evolution.
Oh.
As an action, you may, on your next turn, even though you're going to be unconscious, as an action on your next turn, you may evolve, which I assume you'll do.
Hell yeah.
Char, it's your turn.
I will gain the power. I gain the power of evolution, and I will evolve.
So as your action, your whole body turns yellow and begins to glow. Just a silhouette, a glowing silhouette. And everyone... Chuck is about to throw the Charmander, the stuffed Charmander next to him. He just threw it across the room.
You gotta buy a new one. Yep.
You think about your family and your friends and everything, and you can't go down like this. You can't fall like this. No, not now. Not today. Not today. And your silhouette changes, and the light fades that was around your whole body, and you roar.
Not like this. Not like this.
And so you are back. You are back to life at full hit points. You are a Charmeleon.
Char.
There you go.
Charlie. Charmeleon, you know, it's funny, like Charmander is like really nice, but when he evolves, he kind of turns into like a dick.
The whole story behind that is I think he evolved past what Ash could teach. Because you have to have so many gym badges to be able to get your Pokemon to listen to you. And so the Charmeleon didn't have any respect for Ash because of that. That's what I thought. I thought it always was.
Yeah, I think that's how the game works too.
I guess when you see me now, my scales change from a shade of red to a deep red color, and I grow in size. I think I look like I double in size. It looks like the flame at the end of my tail erupts to double the size as well. And I don't know. I'm looking at this picture. I guess I gain like a boner on the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
It's just a ridge.
A ridge. I gain a ridge. My claws grow much bigger. My arms. I have like bigger arms now, so I'm pretty excited. And I look at the little girl in front of me, and am I at an angle where I'm going to hit who's over there? Midnight?
So your turn is just evolving.
Oh, it's just evolving. Okay.
Yep. That's your action. That's what you do this turn.
That's what I do. I just like look down on this little girl, just like I'm about to F you up.
And she like kind of sturdies herself and growls at you. And is holding onto the dagger. It's just like, all right. So what is Ice going to do?
Is the guy still alive, right?
He's down. He's out.
Oh, he's down.
So she can move towards the little girl, or she can move towards the woman with the bow.
Let's swarm the woman with the bow. She's going to run up to the woman with the bow and swipe at her with her claws and scratch her.
Okay.
That was a 6 + 2 and 8.
Does not hit.
Oh, that's going to hit.
Yeah, she dashes across the ground, swipes, and she just quickly dodges out of the way. All right, Robbie. Ekans.
Is this the one that I feared last time and she ran away so far that
yes.
it's in combat anymore?
Yep.
I'm going to start slithering up to her, and I raise my back and my neck, and my back half is still moving me toward her, and I say, "Hi, you remember me?" I have 30 feet of movement. I assume I can get to her.
Yep.
I will bite at her face.
Get it.
13.
That hits.
11 Constitution saving throw.
She fails.
Oh, wow. So 11 bite damage, and then the poison, since she failed, 3d6 poison damage.
Damn.
What?
Thanks for the die. 14 poison damage.
Yeah, in one hit, you absolutely wreck this woman. You just spring off the ground, grabbing her face, and you spin around and get poison in her, and you see like black marks around 2 teeth bites, one in her face and one in her neck, just after you grab onto her and release your poison into her veins.
Still alive?
Still alive, still up.
Snow will charge and do a scratch.
All right.
It's crit.
Hell yeah. Roll 2d20, see if that's a sandwich.
Not a crit sandwich.
Okay. One of these campaigns, we'll get a second one.
5 scratch damage.
Describe your kill.
So after Solid takes a big old bite on this girl at her face, she starts to swell up some. Like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Not so much big like that big blueberry girl, but like starts swelling up a little bit and her skin starts turning purple. And then when Snow comes and jumps at her, she does like a jump past her shoulder like Brad Pitt from Troy, stabbing that guy in like the shoulder part.
Yeah.
And she does a scratch, and then that big hole, she just kind of pops like a pimple.
I love it. That's in the spirit of this campaign. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just horrifying kills. All right, so we are back to Psychosa's turn. Psychosa is going to use confusion on that crazy girl who's growling and snarling, looking at Charmeleon.
Bring it. Oh, wait, my AC went up too, I think.
So the little girl is undeterred by the confusion. She's too focused on her prey.
She's like the second end boss.
Right? It is now the little girl's turn, and she's going to test out Charmeleon's new AC. What is that?
15. Goes up 1.
Nice. Well, you were wearing armor previously.
Yeah, well, Charmander's
so-
armor class before was 12 plus the ring mail is what it was. So
Yes.
it's just another 2. So that's what brought me to 14. And he just goes up to 13 armor class. Natural armor plus another 2 would be 15.
Okay, cool. She swings her daggers, and they slide right off of your newfound scales. And that's going to be her turn.
Is there still an old guy that's running? He's running out of the camp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it Charmeleon's turn? Charlie's turn?
Yes.
I just stare down at her and I take a deep breath and I breathe out my flamethrower ability. And I want to do this in an angle where it's not going to affect midnight, but I'm going to spew a gout of fire. And it's going to be in a 15-foot line that's 5 feet wide. So each creature in the line must make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. They're going to take 8d8 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
What's the DC?
13.
She fails. With advantage, she failed.
Holy smokes. 37 fire damage.
Describe your kill, sir.
She just starts, you can just hear her screeching in pain, and you can see the flesh just start melting off of her body. And eventually you just see like a skeleton just like crumbling forward with the daggers and fall down to the ground. I feel terrible saying
You know, I always wanted to kill the kid in the game, but now we'll leave it to Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck, you just killed a kid.
Technically, she did kill him first.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's true.
Payback's a bitch, right?
All right, so wait, the woman that has the bow is still up.
Yep. Ice is on that woman. She's going to attempt another scratch attack on her. So
Wasn't that the one I just killed, though?
Oh wait, yes, yeah. I'm sorry.
you
Yeah,
just killed her? Okay.
duh. I had it written in the wrong spot on my notes. Yes, so that concludes the battle. You guys, the
I put
chaos.
myself out.
Yeah, you stop, drop, and roll, Robbie. Just kind of roll around in the dirt, putting your fire out. This just horrible chaos and the screaming and the growling and the swiping and the biting and the explosions of fire all give way to just a quiet evening. But actually, if you listen really closely, you can hear far off in the distance the engines of Meowth's caravan.
I'm going to start barking out orders. I'm going to tell all the Meows. My purpose of doing this is I want to do this before Psychosa does, as I want to give the orders before her. I'm going to tell all the Meows to gather as much gas as they can. I'm going to tell Chameleon. I will ask him.
Charmeleon. It's Charlie.
Charlie. I'm going to ask him to help me find the keys. And Psychosa, I'm going to ask her if she finds anything useful, like the bow and arrow or anything, to bring it to the truck, and let's all gather up what supplies we can and get on this truck to be able to leave.
Great. So on the back of each dirt bike is a canister of gasoline. You guys find the keys on the alchemist guy. He seemed to possibly be the driver, but they were just not hanging on his belt. They were in his jacket pocket, which he wasn't even wearing. So you guys are kind of pilfering and poking through. You guys spent about 10 minutes poking through the camp, grabbing what you can, grabbing gasoline, putting stuff in you guys grab bows and arrows. The Meowths can use they have anything with 2 arms can use a bow and arrow. So Meowths are now fully equipped with bows.
I'll take a pistol then, I guess.
You can't use a pistol, sorry. That's what you get for being a snake.
Oh my goodness. This is a horrible campaign.
That's what you get for having no arms.
You have no arms.
You can hold a pistol up with a snake tail.
You would need someone else to pull the trigger, so they might as well just use it themselves.
All right.
So yeah, you guys get 3 Molotov cocktails. I hope someone's making notes of all this stuff. You guys,
You got it.
you guys get 3 bows with plenty of arrows. We won't keep track of that in this campaign because who cares? There was actually only 1 pistol. And the pistol has about a dozen rounds of ammunition. The pistol I will care about because it does 1d12 damage compared to everything else.
Hey! Ho! Ice grabs the pistol. Dibs.
Yeah, make sure you guys are keeping track of all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm the one writing everything down. And you're going to say you're going to take it? I'm not going to keep track of Ice's inventory.
I will write down that Ice has the pistol.
I'm going to erase it from my paper then.
So the pistol is basically a short bow that does 1d12 damage.
I can at least throw some Molotov, right?
Yeah. The Molotov cocktails do 1d4 fire damage in like a 10-foot radius. Or I'm sorry, a 5-foot radius, 10-foot circle.
Short bow is just dex space, right? So it's just +2 when I roll, and then it's a 1d12.
Yeah, and I think short bows are, what are they, 60, 120 on the range? Or are they 40, 80 on the range? I'm not sure. I can't remember what the range is. So that's something you're going to have to know.
What do we say? Short bow. It is 80/320, and it's 2-handed.
Okay.
1d6 piercing.
Special note, 2-handed.
It doesn't have to be two-handed.
It says it's 2-handed, but
it's a pistol, so it's...
Oh, you're talking about the pistol?
I was talking about the range.
I was mostly making fun of myself for not having hands.
All the other bows are long bows.
Okay.
Oh, the pistol short. Okay, sorry. So Ice will take one of the longbows, throw it over her shoulder, and
3 Meowths would have the 3 bows.
takes the pistol and stuffs it into it. Does she have like a? She has like a sheer dress on.
Sure,
Yeah.
she can have a little
Stuffs
sash
it in there.
waisty bit.
And Charlie will say, "I'm taking a bike.
Oh, you're gonna ride a bike alongside everybody?
I'm gonna ride a bike." Yeah.
Okay.
And Ice will get into the vehicle, the armored vehicle.
All right.
Solid thinks about how he can drive a bike, and then he realizes that he can't. So I'll hand the keys to Psychosa to drive the car, and I will be. If it's armored up, does it have like a hole in the top of it, like a military truck, or like a gunner?
No, but the windows all. Actually, the windows are just always down. It doesn't seem to have windows anymore.
Okay. I will be in the passenger seat looking out the passenger window.
Okay. Yeah, it does have a front windshield, but no side windows.
Okay.
All right. So, you guys, you grab some bows, you grab some equipment, you get your shit together, you load up in this car. Psychosa puts the keys in the ignition, turns it, hits the gas.
I like doing car effects. What?
Take it. No, I love it. So you guys start heading. So the ravine went north and south. You guys go. Initially, you start going west, and then you have to kind of hook back to the north. And you guys are just flying. You are cooking down the road. Absolutely, just flying. Char is following closely.
I'm following on my bike. There's a streak of fire behind me from my tail, just flowing through the wind.
Just, darting in between some boulders, just dirt road, just dust in your path. And you guys keep going and going and going. You travel through this like small, misty old town. You keep heading north and north and north up Route 10, and then you hook around to another route. You feel like you've made it at this point. You feel great. You guys have just, you're on the road. You feel like you've gotten around and away from everybody. Maybe you think Meowth's caravan stopped and was looking for you guys and is no longer pursuing you guys directly, but we're just kind of hanging out and looking in the canyon. They don't know you guys have a new ride. And everybody gets a long rest as they're driving.
Nice. I was already at full health, I guess, for my evolution, so...
Mm-hmm. You guys drive by an old abandoned power plant. You guys drive through another old wrecked, bottomed out city. You guys drive around the base of some mountains. You guys drive for almost a whole day. So you guys eventually stop and you make camp for the evening. Do you guys have anything you want to say or bring up to the group?
I guess I'll just be examining myself just because I'm different now.
Mm-hmm.
Do Pokemon know, like, do they just, like, change, like, who they are when they evolve?
I think a little
bit,
yeah.
They still, like, know that, like, I used to be a Charmander.
Yeah.
Now I'm a Charmeleon.
They'd have that, like, memory and everything.
I will examine my, myself and just kind of, like, I will be testing out my new abilities.
I would say think of it like a Doctor Who transformation.
Yeah.
Like a new doctor, like new personality, new abilities, same memory in person, technically.
Yeah. So I'll be, off kind of on my own, just like, I'll say that there's like a boulder and I'm like practicing some of my fire abilities on it and scratching at it with my longer claws and checking out my tail, the flame at the end of my tail.
I'll double check the truck, make sure all the engine fluids are good.
The car now?
Yeah, car now. Check the car fluid levels, all the lug nuts are tight. I will see if it has a spare tire. Then I realize I won't ever have time for changing spare tires. And I'll take the Meowths and we'll do some target practicing with the bow and arrows, with the long bows.
Great. Yeah, so you guys kind of have like a little practice night and all the girls are kind of like, we got to be close, right? Like, we got to be close to the Viridian Forest. And Psychosis says, we should be able to be there tomorrow by midday. We've made it really far.
I forgot we were heading there. I changed, so I just kind of forgot that.
Yeah.
I'm helping Snow aim the bow, and I'm wrapped around her back as my left tail end of my tail, and my right is around her, and I'm like really close to her. I say, aim a little higher. The target's a little further. You got to aim a little higher to compensate.
You use the end of your tail to like raise the bow up.
Yes, I help her guide as I wrap around her, and I whisper into her ears, aim a little higher.
Beautiful. All right, so the next morning, everybody is feeling pretty good. You guys feel like you've made a lot of distance between you and Meowth's gang. You got a great car. You still have plenty of gasoline.
I have a sweet bike.
And you guys drive for a couple hours in the morning. And let me look at my map here. Yeah, you guys drive on the south side of a mountain range, past Mount Moon, down and around and through Pewter City, which is all abandoned and hollowed out now at this point. No one seems to be living there. And you keep driving, and you're passing just a desolate, foggy, misty place where all the trees are just stumps now. You keep driving further and further and further south. And then the plains turn, or what used to be the plains, are all just sand dunes. Sand and just empty environment. Just as far as you can see, just desolate land. And Kadabra pulls over the vehicle and stops and says, we should have been there by now. I don't know where the forest is anymore. And you guys keep driving south after she stops. You reach kind of a rockier area, and she's like, I don't know. I'm not sure I know where we're going anymore. Let's just stop and have some snacks and have some food, and we'll see what's going on. And so you guys all stop, and you get out of your vehicles, and you're hanging around. You're eating some
Lunchables.
Some dried fruit and dried meat that they had brought with them for the trip. And Psychosis just like pacing back and forth, pacing. She doesn't know what's going on. She's confused. She's angry. She's like, what the hell? Just like, we should have been there by now. Where are we? Where are we even going? As all of you guys are sitting there, you're watching her, you're sweating in the sun. It's just the hottest day you've ever felt. Just just a disgusting, hot day. I won't say you're sweating in the sun.
Seems fine to me.
Yeah. It's hot. It's hot in this room right now, you guys.
Feels good.
So you guys are sweating underneath just the haze of Meowth's Kanto, the haze of the clouds, the haze of the sky. Just this hot, horrible feeling, and you guys are stressed, and you really thought you would have made it to the Viridian Forest by now. It was only a day or two away. As you guys are sitting there, you're eating, you're waiting, all around you, suddenly, teleporting all around you are a circle of Abras and Kadabras, all of them painted in white and wielding spears, completely encircling you. And I think that's what we'll call it.
I would say I stick my hands up and surrender, but I don't have any hands, so...
Aw, foiled once again. The armless Pokemon. Thanks for sinking your teeth into Crit Sandwich. Please give us a review on iTunes or the Apple Podcasts app. Please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or email us at critsandwichpodcast@gmail.com.